Hello and welcome to episode 49 of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast by a guy who knew his prince would come someday. Coming to you from Snow White's castle, I am your host, Steve Squirrel, and joining me today in her comfy clothes, it's AGeekyChick.
Hi, everyone.
I want to say thank you to, of course, you, AGeekyChick, and to each and every one of you out there for joining us this week as we explore the wonderful world of Disney Magic Kingdoms. Before we get started, I want to thank our Patreons, Carrie Schumann, Kathy Clausen, Honeybee, Kira, Tom Higgins, Patricia Baisden, and Brianne Duke. You guys are the best! So thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a site where you can pledge a few bucks each month to help support the show. So if you're able to and want to help support the show, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. There are other ways you could be more involved with the show too. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a very active Facebook group, and it's a great way to stay in touch with me and the community of the show. We also have a Discord channel where you can chat with me and other members of the community, so come join us. The links to everything will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. The Kingdom's always changing, so for reference, this show is being recorded Wednesday, October 2nd at around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, so let's get into our weeks in the kingdom, because that's the way I like to start off each show. It's been like that since the beginning, and I want to keep going that way, because why change a thing? That's really awesome. AGeekyChick, how was your week?
It was really just Tower Challenge. I didn't do a lot. If I, remembered when logging in, I would send somebody out, but I really just focused on doing the Tower Challenge this week. So nothing crazy.
Quiet week.
Yeah.
Sometimes quiet weeks are really good, though. So, I'll take it. For me, I finished all my Kingdom quests. Yeah, I had just finished them, and when I got Pascal, and then I got Pascal, and I finished his storyline. So now I have no more Kingdom quests left, just side quests to do. So hopefully there'll be some new content whenever, some permanent content coming up soon. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Building upgrades, no enchanting this week. I did not do any enchantments this week. I've been saving up. I'm one relic short of the Snuggly Duckling, so I'm working on saving up for that. I've actually started banking some Wreck-It Ralph tokens. I've gotten them a lot, so as soon as I can get enough, I will definitely take the Princess Dressing Room to the next level, and then collect more Wreck-It Ralph relics. But so those are the two I'm kind of focusing on for right now. Leveling has been a crazy week. I've really been paying a lot of attention to my characters. I'm logging in every 2 hours during the day. I'm actually sleeping at night, but every 2 hours during the day, I'm logging in, and I'm really, I'm at the point where the Tower Challenge is done. There's no one else to level. There's no more conflicts I need to worry about. So I've just been going nuts. I've been going and trying to get a character in each collection out and leveled, so that I have a large diversity of characters out there that are all collecting something. Just trying to maximize my time, because for so long I was just having, not too many characters out, you know what I mean? I had a lot at home, 130 plus at home, and, there was just so many characters not doing anything, which is good, but I really felt my momentum was slowing down in the game a bit, so I really wanted to start picking up the pace. So now I think I only have about 70 characters home. I do have a lot of people out there, and I've really been trying to focus on characters in the collections that have either epic or legendary drops, because I feel like I have some time. I have a few weeks, I hope, before any conflicts would be an issue. So I'm doing those right now. So like Christopher Robin, I just leveled to 9. Tiana, I just leveled to 9. Gaston, I just leveled to 9. So all these characters were, epic or legendary type stuff, and it's just good to keep collecting. I have the mayor I've been collecting for. So it's just a lot of 16-hour quests, which are so awkward. 16 hours is just the most awkward time. So those quests I'm trying to do just to do that. And then in between, I have a lot of my Finding Nemo characters that have been 2-hour, 1 to 4 hour kind of quests. So I kind of in between, I'm leveling them as well. But yeah, I've just been doing lots of leveling. So yeah, it's good. Do you have most of your people at home right now, AGeekyChick, or do you how are your characters as far as the diversity of them going?
I think most people are out. I've been just pulling people out as like, especially if you get a happiness quest or something, or if I need them to work on. So most of my characters are out right.
We gotta keep leveling. Hit the button.
I know I do.
This is the time.
Fun for me.
This is the time. Leveling?
Yeah, it's not fun.
I love it. Leveling's one of my favorite things to do. Is there's nothing like giving a character a high five.
Yeah.
Or Chuck E. Cheese. He likes high fives too. All right. The Lifetime Visitors Board. I am down to rank 63,163. I'm moving along. It's a slow grind at this point, but I'm moving along. Feels good. All right. Now we're going into the newcomer tip of the week. AGeekyChick, do you have anything for me this week? I know I pulled you in last minute.
I was going to say I guess how do I say, knowing for the events what things roll over and what don't. Like refresh tokens don't roll over. But for instance, with the if you decided to buy the bundle for the glitch fabric that you collected would still be available for the next comfy costume.
Yes.
So if you wanted to kind of dare.
Yeah, I must have done something because I started this. I got to the point where Snow White, her comfy costume became available, and I had 16 out of 15 glitched fabrics already collected.
Yeah, I had 13, I think, or 14, 13, something like that.
So I don't know how I did that. I don't remember what we did last time where we were able to do that, but
maybe we bought the bundle but had collected some fabric.
Yeah, it must have been.
But refresh tokens don't roll over, so there's no need to try and stock up on them.
That's right. Refresh tokens do not roll over, so use them. If you got them, use them. Don't hoard them. Now is the time to blow through them.
Yeah, and currency rate is really bad. Currency is usually bad for tower challenges unless they change something. So if you can level up Prince Charming, I think that's the better deal.
Yes, absolutely. I've been using my EC to buy his tokens, and I think that's a fantastic idea. And even if you're not going to have enough to get him to another level, get his ears. Those are usually the ones that are going to be the hardest. They're going to be legendaries or epics. So focus on those, the higher cost ones. That's my recommendation. So good stuff, AGeekyChick. That's a great newcomer tip of the week. All right, let's move on into some show news. We got some big show news here. Okay, so listen up. Perk up those listening ears, like we tell my daughter. Listening ears, walking feet, all that good stuff. All right. On October 4th of 2018, that was the day I recorded the first episode of Around the Kingdom. So our 1-year anniversary is just 2 days away. I was probably preparing at this point for, probably this day last year, I was doing my other show that I did, which is called Around the Hearth. It was a Hearthstone podcast, which we no longer do. But yeah, it was usually on Mondays, and I did this on Wednesdays. So yeah, 1 year ago, on the 4th this 4th will be our anniversary. I'm super excited. I can't believe what a ride it's been, and it's just really cool to have all of these listeners and that are listening just to the show to the podcast, and we have the people who are watching on Facebook Live, and we have the YouTube people and all the people following me on Twitter. Like, I never thought it would grow to the proportions that it has. And it's because of you, every one of you that's listening, that makes it worth it to me to do this show. And so I do want to thank all of you, and wish you all a happy anniversary, because it's just really been fun, and it's been a wild ride. I think it's going to get even wilder pretty soon, and I'm just looking forward to, having a good time and playing the game we all love together. So there we go. There's my little talk. Let's get into some other news about that. It's contest time. Yes, I've been talking about the contest for a little while now, and I'm going to announce it here. And so please don't share this on social media. I've told the social media people that you've got to watch or listen to the show to hear about the contest. So please, keep this here for only the people that are listening. And if they skip this part because they think I'm boring, then they won't hear it. All right, so here is the contest. Go back and listen to episode 1, 2, or 3. Okay, those are the first 3 shows that we put out. Episode 1 and 2 I did by myself. I had no guests. And episode 3 was actually my very first guest, and it was AGeekyChick. That's right. My very first guest on the show, and my current guest on the show. So it's been a fun, wild ride with her. She's been my sidekick through probably half of these shows. But yeah, no, like if we had credits, you would have like executive producer rights by this point.
It's been a quick year though. That's crazy.
So anyway, what I want you to do is listen to episode 1, 2, or 3 of the show, and write a review as if you were a journalist covering the show, like if you were like a critic, right? And write a review. So of course, early on we know it was very rusty, but that's the whole fun of it. The review can be fun, and it doesn't have to be so nice. So yeah, just pretend, like you're someone who's a podcast reviewer, and let me know what you think. It's not like an iTunes 5-star review. It's just, a different type of review. All reviews need to be submitted to the Around the Kingdom podcast at gmail.com email inbox. Again, it's Around the Kingdom podcast at gmail.com. The deadline is 1 week from now, October 9th, at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Any submission after that will not count. We will have AGeekyChick be the judge of all submissions. And what I will do is I will forward them over to her, and they will be anonymous, so she won't know who the submitters are. She will then pick 2 winners based on whatever criteria she wants, whether she wants that things are funny or original, or very verbose, whatever she wants to pick. She's going to pick 2 winners, and those winners are going to get a $10 gift card to the platform of their choosing, and we will also read their reviews on the show. So I thought it'd be something fun to do, and get people to listen to the old shows if you haven't, if you're newer, and it'll be fun, and it's your chance to win a $10 gift card. So maybe you could buy Maximus. All right. But anyway, thanks for watching and listening. You're what makes this show fun. If you want to support the show, it's been a good year. If you want to support the show again, you could join our Patreon team. It's patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. It's a great way to show your support for all the work that we do. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the game news. So we have Chapter 2. Chapter 2 of the Tower Challenge. So let's see what we got here. We left off at the end of Chapter 1. So Chapter 2 is the Beauty and the Beast chapter. The available character to purchase was Cogsworth for 5,000 EC. Of course, the Cocoa Bundle was still available for $1.99 for 8 refreshers. Did you ever bite on that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was able to buy it twice. Was that, or?
I don't know. I don't know if it was meant to be bought twice, but maybe a bank error in your favor. Or actually,
Yeah.
bank error in Gameloft's favor because they got the $2. But
Yeah, I bought.
cool. Yeah, it's really really handy, especially right about now when you're trying to go down to the finish line. The available premium character bundle was Mrs. Potts for $4.99 and included tokens to get her to level 3. Radiant chests were available for 30 gems each, or the bundle of 6 for $5. And they had EC, Coco, Happiness, and the tokens for all of the characters in Chapter 2. Beauty and the Beast chests were also available for 60 gems each, or for 6 for $9.99. So they became available then. So we had our cast of characters, which we knew, which is the Toy Story characters: Forky, Woody, Sarge, and Ducky. We had Sleeping Beauty and Bo Peep. So we had Merryweather, Aurora, Philip, Bo Peep, and Cogsworth. We had some miscellaneous ones. We had Jack Skellington, Buzz, Eve, and Wally. Then we had the Beauty and the Beast cast and the featured character of Mrs. Potts. So how did you do in Chapter 2, Geeky?
Chapter 2. I did well, yeah. I finished, and I'm so confused because we're in Chapter 3 now. I'm sorry. And I had some currency left over. I did really well. Like, yeah, I did really good on that one. I had like 5,000 event currency at the end of Chapter 2.
Nice.
That's good for me.
Yeah, that's really good. So there were progress rewards for everyone who earned points. So at 1,000 points, you got 2 radiant chests. At 5,000 was some EC, 12,000 more EC, 22,000 more EC, and then the grand prize for Chapter 2 at 37,000 points was the Snow White bow stand. So what were you able to get that?
I did get the bow stand.
Yay! It is really cute, right? It's a lot cuter than I thought it would be. I always take my stands and throw them right at the front of the park when I get a new stand. Yeah. I have like right when the kids run into the park, there's like those 2 stands that I put right there, and those are ever rotating stands. Like they're never the same thing, for very long. And so I love it. It's super cute. I liked it a lot more than I thought it would. I think that they did a really good job with that. All right, and then there were some side quests for the Beauty and the Beast characters, which got you Coco and EC. So, yeah. The nice thing is that all the characters can do quests at level 1. So that really gives you incentive to buy the legendary chest packs, because then you don't need to worry about leveling your characters to do these quests. And it really adds up. I mean, three Coco is nice to get, and what is it, 1,500 EC for doing those quests. That's a lot. So yeah, I guess also there was also the leaderboard. How did you fare on that one?
I didn't get the Maleficent stand. I got some Coco and currency. I remember how far I was. In the 1,000 maybe.
Yeah, I was about the same. I didn't get the Maleficent hat stand. I was last week in Chapter 1. Remember, I forgot to collect, and I was ranked 151, and it just was disheartening. But I didn't have the time, unfortunately, so I knew I wouldn't get the hat stand. But I did get my 2 Coco, and I got my EC reward, so it was nice, and it was good. I wound up rolling in about 10,000. Actually, I think it was closer to 12,000 EC going into Chapter 3.
You were pretty much almost done.
Yeah, I actually had enough EC at the beginning of the chapter to buy all of Charming's tokens. I just didn't have enough to welcome him. I had like 3 EC left over, so I had to get the 2,000 to welcome him. But so I was very well off as far as that goes. So I knew I'd have him pretty quickly between collecting from the tower and then doing the side quests. I knew that it would be pretty quick. So I wasn't really too concerned about getting the comfy costume because I had 5 days to work on it, or 4.5 days. So I went into chapter 3 pretty well equipped. So let's talk about chapter 3 now. Chapter 3. The available character. So this was the Snow White chapter that we were all talking about. And sorry, I'm just very distracted. So this. We all knew it was a Snow White Tower challenge. We knew Snow White was going to be in here. So here it is. Snow White was available for 9,500 EC. That's a hefty price tag. The Seven Dwarfs Cottage was 3,000 EC. So, again, this is for people who don't have this content. There's a good chance that if you don't have Snow White and some of the other stuff, that you're not going to be able to get Prince Charming. So this is kind of your consolation prize. A lot of people are saying that this price was a little too high. What do you think about the price on Snow White?
It like that number, it's have them. You can't really see the number, so this is the first time that I saw that it was 9. I'm thinking, I guess, because you got to think, well, if you don't have those, where are you in the game? And was that 9,000 hard to earn?
Right.
But I mean, we had to spend a lot in the 3rd chapter for the prince also. So, but I feel like it's an either or at that point. When you get there, it's going to be either prince or.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Snow White.
Yep. And really, when you think about it, the prince is eventually going to be available in a chest. So, they're both going to be available at some point in a chest. So it's just a matter of who you want at that point. All right, so the Cocoa Bundle is, of course, still available. The Premium Character Bundle was Dopey for $4.99, and it included tokens to get him to level 3. Then Ruby Chests became available, and they were 30 gems each, or a bundle of 6 for $5. And, of course, they contained the usual. They contained EC, Happiness, Cocoa, and the tokens for the characters that were fighting the tower in Chapter 3. And they added Snow White Legendary Chests, 60 gems each, or a bundle of 6 for $9.99. And yeah, so that's it. Also, at the beginning of this chapter, the Comfy Costume bundle became available. I don't. Was it available? I think you had to welcome Charming first before it became available, or no?
I got it.
Without
as soon as the chapter. Yeah, I hadn't even bought any of the 3rd tokens yet, and I had got it like that first day.
Okay, so yeah, so I guess Comfy Costume became unlocked. It was 40 the Comfy Costume and 40 gems for $4.99 US dollars. So why did you jump on it? You just felt like you just needed the get it done and over with?
I did it today. I bought it. Yeah, I didn't want to. I had everything except for those 6 fabric tokens, but I didn't get Prince. I bought Prince Charming today, but if I didn't, I bought the currency bundle. If I didn't buy the currency bundle, I would have had to wait till tomorrow, and then so either way, I would not have been able to get those 6 fabric. I bought her, and like I said earlier, it'll be okay because then I'll still have those glitches for maybe the next costume.
So wait, what? Yeah. So you had everything except for the comfy fabric, and so
the 6 fabric that the prince only
right.
Can get.
So and you welcomed the prince today.
Mhm.
So you have what? 2 more days? 2.5 days?
It's like a day and 18, like a day and some hours. Yeah, but everyone said they had like terrible. And what is it? Only every 4 hours at my track for logging in.
Yeah, but you could speed through it with gems. Do you have a decent stockpile of gems?
No. So I also got that 40 gems. So that was.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, hey, listen. I'm very glad you got it. It's awesome that the bundle was available. It definitely takes the stress off of things for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then tomorrow, like open house, so I don't want to be worried about it.
All right, so yeah, so we had the characters, the Cinderella and Cogsworth. So we had the fairy godmother, Cinderella, Anastasia, Lady Tremaine, and Cogsworth. Pirates and Drizella. So we have Drizella, Tia, Will, and Jack Sparrow. Tangled and Jack, we have Jack, Maximus, and Rapunzel. Snow White, we have Sneezy, Sleepy, Bashful, Grumpy, Happy, and the Queen, with the featured character of Dopey. Interestingly enough, Snow White is not a character that challenges the tower. But I guess that makes sense because you have her doing other things. So those are that. So now we have the progress awards. So this is always the hardest one to get. So at 1,000, 2 ruby chests, 6,800 EC, 16,000, 1,600 EC, 32,000 the Queen's Throne, and then at 52,000 the bubbling potion drink stand. So do you think you're going to be able to get that one?
No, I'll get the Queens, but I won't get the bubble drink stand. I mean, I'll keep sitting out, and if I'm close, maybe I'll skip a couple of rounds. But
yeah, it's going to be close for me. Last chapter I was way behind. There's no way I would have done it last chapter. I wouldn't have gotten to 52,000. But, you think about it, you have to earn a little over 10,000 points a day. So I'm kind of like right on pace, or maybe a little bit behind. But I'm content with the fact that I've saved up some gems for a bit now. And that if I need to just gem through, like if you go to the shop, this is my rationale. If you go to the shop, when a limited event stand is available, right? They're usually somewhere between 50 to 60 gems to purchase a stand, right? That sound about right?
Yeah.
So I figure if I need to spend 40 gems and do speed up the tower a bunch of times, I'm fine with that. I have more than enough cocoa, so I feel like I'll be able to do it. I obviously want to use as little gems as possible, but I'm confident I'll get it with some speeding along.
Yeah.
All right, so if you get Prince Charming, you get 24 gems as a bonus for completing the Snow White collection. So that is just a nice little added bonus, a little icing on the gem cake. You have a whole cake of gems that you got one for each level. So you just take that and you just make a cake out of all those individual little gems. All right, moving on. The event of the week. So as usual, there are no events during Tower Challenges. It's just leaderboards with the points from sending characters out. I will point out, again, the same thing with Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. This time, all have ranks 1 through 150, getting the Maleficent horn stand. A huge difference from what it used to be. Gives a lot more people the opportunity to get the horn stand. So I hope that you guys all got one, at least one during this event. In Chapter 2, you got it was EC and Cocoa that they were giving out. In Chapter 3, they switch it to gems and potions. For the higher ranks, gets more gems and potions, and as you go down the leaderboard, you get less and less. So, always nice incentive for the Tower Challenges. And you had already said, AGeekyChick, that you're not getting any, right? Because I'm not. Not this time. I did. If you go back and listen, if you want to be a journalist, you can find one of the old Tower Challenges. I think it was not this last one, but the one before that. I got the trifecta, where I got all 3 horn stands in every chapter. I busted my hump. Yeah, and that was really hard, but I did get the trifecta there. So, all right. it's time to move on. Let's move on into the Disney Dad Joke of the Week. All right, so this one is pretty terrible. It's not nearly as dad jokey as some of the other ones I've told on here, but it is my daughter's favorite Disney dad joke. It makes her laugh every single time I tell it, so I'm going to share it here. What do you call a fairy who doesn't bathe for a year?
What?
A Stinkerbell. Wah, wah. Man, she laughs so much. I'm gonna have to take a video of her, me telling her this, because she just laughs. Everyone else is groaning, but that's why you listen to this show. All right, let's move on. All right. It pains me to do this segment, but I guess the question is it worth it? Is it worth it is a segment where we talk about premium characters and attractions. So last week we were talking, and now that the game has changed, because it has significantly over the past several patches, the idea of revisiting the characters was brought up, because I basically went through every premium character and had none left to talk about. So I moved on to attractions, and there was not many more left to talk about there too. So talked about revisiting some of the characters here, and the first one that was asked to be brought up. What was the first one? AGeekyChick.
The first one, I don't remember.
Who
Was it?
It's my favorite horse.
Oh wait, Maximus was the first one you did.
Oh no, I don't mean it was the first one he did. No, I think it was probably Rex. I went in order chronologically, but the first one asked to be brought back on to the show is everyone's favorite, Around the Kingdom official mascot, Maximus. So let's talk about Maximus. So do you have Maximus in your kingdom?
Yeah.
Does he stay at home all the time, or did he stay at home all the time?
Yeah, sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was at pasture at home for a while, but he's back racing through the kingdom again. Maximus is a very inexpensive character. He's only 575 gems. Let me say that again for everyone, in case you thought I said it wrong. 575 gems. I don't know what they were thinking. He's the most expensive premium character in the game. In the whole game. I think one other person's tied with him. But the most expensive in the game. And he's a character that you can get relatively early on. The Tangled storyline opens in the Space Mountain area, right? Because you have the big battle outside, in between Space Mountain and what is it, Adventureland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. So that's where it is. So you have Maximus pretty early on. 575 gems is a steep price to pay. His bundle, which is what I got at the time, was $9.99 for Maximus plus 150 gems. So you get a good payout with the bundle. Which, when I first started playing, I bought basically every bundle that was available. Because I wanted the characters, and I wanted the gems. You know, now that they do the bundles that don't give gems anymore, they give token upgrades. Those would be less appealing to me if I was a newer player. So I hope that they don't change any previous bundles, any earlier bundles. And that's why you like buying bundles, right, AGeekyChick? That's what you were saying before.
Mm-hmm. I like to get the gems.
And it's really valuable early on in the game. You know,
Mhm.
because eventually you get a couple of characters, you have enough gems to buy another character,
Yeah.
or there's so many things, or not another even character, but you can there's attractions and rides and all sorts of stuff that you want to get. The gems are in high demand when you first start playing, so this is a decent bundle to get. All right, so here's a little thing that I pulled off the Disney Wiki. Maximus, or Max for short, is a supporting character in Disney's 2010 animated film Tangled. Can't believe it's been 10 years, just about. Maximus is described as a dedicated character who will stop at nothing to take down the criminal he is after. Maximus is brave, daring, bold, and not at all cowardly, even being more feared than his captain. Maximus is a horse, but has a personality more similar to a dog. The character was to be a twist on the common Disney horse sidekicks such as Samson from Sleeping Beauty. So there's your little Maximus trivia. So let's talk about what Maximus does. He collects a lot of stuff. All right. So he collects Mother Gothel's dagger. Those, I'm pretty sure, are epic. He now collects for Pascal his dress and his ears. Solo. 4 hours each. They're both epic. He collects Finn's satchel, which is rare, and it's extremely long activity time to collect that from anyone else except for Maximus. He collects Flora ears, Rapunzel lantern tokens, and Prince Philip ears. So lots and lots of tokens. And like all premiums, he collects them faster than the other characters that collect these tokens. So for example, we talk about Pascal's dress. You have 2 characters. You could send Mike and Randall out for 4 hours to get the dress. There's another one for, I think, 6 hours. And you can send Flynn out for 12 hours, but Maximus gets him in 4. What you need to keep in mind, too, is Tangled will get balanced eventually. So if you don't have these characters at 10, they're going to be a lot harder to collect for. So you want to get Mother Gothel and Flynn and all these people that have these long and hard tokens leveled, because collecting 50 of them is not going to be fun. Maximus now has 1 and 6 hour solo activities. Previously, he just had 4 hour activities that were solo, and then he had to be with Flynn for everything else. So giving him the 1 and 6 hour solo activities really does make a difference as far as his collection. So here's the question. AGeekyChick. Is it worth it?
Yeah. He definitely sounds like helping with all those different characters.
Oh. Hey, Geeky, your camera's all out of whack.
My camera?
Yeah, we can't see you.
I can't. Okay. I haven't been able to see yours in a while. Okay.
Technical difficulties. We're working our way through it. I'm going to leave the call. We'll rejoin.
Okay.
There you are. You're back. I just saw you. There you are. Hello.
Am I back to normal?
Yep.
Okay.
Hooray! Thank you,
That's
chat.
crazy. I don't know what was happening.
Okay, yeah. No, we got it. Thank you for chat for letting me know. And we're back in business. Sorry about that on the podcast. You just listened to a bunch of stuff you didn't want to listen to. So, AGeekyChick, is it worth it?
Yeah. Yes. Maximus is.
Tell me why.
I mean, helping with all the characters, and anytime somebody helps with like a new character to help you get them faster, to me that's always kind of it. Yeah, I remember. I haven't been at that part in a while, but I remember Mother Gothel was really hard to collect her for, so I think that helps. The 1 hour so are good, and what else did you say? Premiums faster than the other characters. Am I
You're cutting out again.
okay?
Technical difficulties, everyone. Sorry about that. But AGeekyChick, you say Maximus is worth it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. It's very painful for me right now to say this. Maximus is worth it. I would not buy him with gems. That being said, I would not spend 575 gems on him. I think that is not worth it. I would spend the $10 and I would get the 150 gems and Maximus. I think that Maximus, the what he collects for, is so valuable, and it's all hard, rare, epic type stuff for difficult characters to collect for. He drastically reduces the time needed to collect for them. It's not so bad, I always complain, like, I like my characters to have 8-hour quests, because when I send them out at night, I send them out at 10 o'clock, and then I wake up at 6:30, and then that's when I collect, so it's 8 hours. It's perfect. It's a night's sleep. So having 6 is a little bit under, what you would desirably want, but I think that it's acceptable for a character, like, in my opinion of what a character should have to be fantastic. He has 1 hour, which is fine. So yeah, I still think that I'm going to put him at home when I don't need him anymore, because just out of spite. but no, I think he's worth it. I think he does a lot of collecting, and I think that having him collect for Pascal's dress and ears puts him kind of over the hump of being worth it or not worth it. So that being said, since he's worth it, I would have to find a new worst character. So please write into Around the Kingdom podcast. I should have made this a separate contest. But you know what? This is a separate contest. Totally separate contest. Write into Around the Kingdom podcast at gmail.com and tell me who you think is the worst character in the game. Tell me why. Make it funny, and I'm going to read it on the air. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I could always use a good laugh. So please write in. Again, it's Around the Kingdom podcast at gmail.com. Who do you think is the worst character in the game? I will read it out on the air for the best one that I pick. There will be no prize except for me making fun of that character on a regular basis on the show, which I think is prize enough if you want. Because Kelly out there is my Maximus buddy, so now I need a new buddy. MTS McClure says Scrooge is 600. That's right. Scrooge is 600. Maximus, though, not too far behind. She's saying Scrooge as one of the worst characters in the game. That's a definite possibility. Write me in. Let's see why. All right. Let's see. Moving on. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report. Feature reports are a segment where we talk about ideas or features we'd like to see implemented into the game. We've got 2 this week. The first one comes from Matt. Matt says, I just leveled up and I got my 1 gem. I don't know what to do with it. I know you've had this problem before, right, Geeky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm consistently struggling and battling with what to do with my 1 gem. So Matt's suggestion is, how about instead of a gem, you get a level up scroll instead of a gem so that you can level another character. So wait, when you level up, you get a level up scroll? Wow, my mind is blown. That would be fantastic. I would take a level up scroll over a gem any day. What do you think?
Now, is it when we level up or leveling up every year?
No, like when you level up, like when you get to level 57 or whatever, and then you see Mickey and Pluto, and he digs up his bone, and then they start doing a little dance, and they say, "You've received 500 magic in one gem," and then you get really excited.
Yeah, I like that. I just feel we level up so far in between as you get up there in the levels. In the beginning, it's really good because you're leveling up so quick, but late game. Yeah.
Yeah, but even getting one late game, when you eventually get it, it's better than getting one gem. I mean, how much good is one gem to serve you at level 57? So I think substituting it for level, and it would really make a big difference for early game, because you're struggling. You're consistently trying to level people and get them up and going, and you're always hearing early people with the tower challenge saying they don't have enough time to level. So I think that'd be a fantastic idea. Great idea, Matt. Thank you. And then from Blysom said that a lot of times she has problems where she will send a character out for a quest and then realize that she needed to level that character up or that she needed to do something else with that character, and then you're stuck for 16 hours doing whatever. So I totally get it. I've been in that situation before. Well, what she suggests is like how we get our 2 gems a day on Main Street or our extra bronze chest. How about the option to watch a video to finish an activity or a quest?
I like that.
Yeah, so once a day you can go and click and whatever, they'll figure out how to put a button there, and then every day you can watch a video to finish a quest. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I mean it's good for the players because it helps us to finish a quest that might be a 16-hour or 12-hour or whatever. Maybe restrict it to not kingdom quests, right? I think that would be a smart idea. Like, you can't skip a kingdom quest because that's like main storyline, right? But for regular activities, let's just say. And it's also good for Disney Magic Caves because it's revenue, and everyone likes money. So yeah, I mean, more videos being watched is more revenue. So I think that's a win-win. So I love that idea. All right, so now we're getting toward the end of the show. I'm going to debut a new segment on the show today that was suggested by a listener and a Facebook participant. And this is a suggestion from MP McClure of the Clan McClure. And they suggested a Paw Patrol themed statement where we have a lookout for predictions and things to watch for. So, AGeekyChick, get ready to think about some things that we're going to be looking out for in the near future. And here we go with the theme song. Ready? Kingdomers, it's lookout time, event prep on the double, predictions, tips, and strategies to keep you out of trouble. All right.
You actually had a whole song for that.
Yeah, I could keep going. If you want to hear the full version, you have to buy the remix, and that will be available on iTunes for $59.99. So keep your eye out for
behind the scenes for the Patreon.
Yes, there you go, behind the scenes. So join Patreon. All right, so let's think about the Tower Challenge is wrapping up, and basically for us it's over. We've got the prince, we've got the comfy costume. The only thing we're really kind of working towards is that last stand, but in all reality it's over. So what do you think we have going on? So we do have the October calendar that was released Have you had a chance to look at that?
I got it up right now. Yeah, like October calendar.
So when you look at the October calendar, what are the things that stick out to you?
The legendary chest. What was that? Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch. And there's another there's what is that at? Alice in Wonderland one on the 18th.
Yep. So
Yeah.
so
But
right.
I'll look at
Yeah. So this goes pretty well along with what we were talking about as far as um, my prediction for how the rest of October, November was going to go. So what I'm thinking is today's October 2nd, right? So we'll wrap up, I guess, Friday at Rope Drop. So they'll give us a few days off, and then on the 8th, I think we're going to get Battle something. Battle Bots, Battle Sandwiches. Well, it's going to be Lilo and Stitch, so maybe Battle Surfboards. Whatever battle they want to give us. Probably give us a chance to earn maybe the Haunted Mansion again, or the Art Animation Academy. I don't think there's anything new that's going to be released between now and then. You never know.
We still have Rapunzel's costume. Or did I miss that? The comfy
What was that?
Rapunzel's comfy costume?
Oh, they did say they were going to make that available in a tapper, right? Yes.
I know you said it was afterwards, yeah.
Yes. This is exactly what I thought. What we thought it was going to be. Yes, they said it. They said that they spilled the beans, or they that the other comfy costume was going to be in a tapper event after the Tower Challenge was over. So that's exactly it. AGeekyChick, bing, ding, ding, bonus points for you. Being on point and remembering. But yeah, so that's exactly what I would be. So wow, that sucks because that's the holidays for the people that celebrate them. It starts on the night of the 8th and it goes through the 9th, so that stinks. But yeah, so yeah, that'll probably be a 5-day event. And wow, a comfy costume on the line. But what they did say was that it would be a from the live stream. They said that it was going to be a what is it, like a not a leaderboard, but more of just like a progress reward.
Oh, okay.
So the problem with the original Animation Academy BattleBots fiasco was that the amount of BattleBots you needed, they had bumped up by like 15. Like, in all the previous events, you needed like 30 or 32 or something, and then they made it like 47. And then the drop rates were terrible as well. So I have a feeling that they'll keep it in check and make it accessible. So yeah, that's what I'd say we have to look forward to on the 8th. And obviously you'll be using Lilo and Stitch characters as the ones that do the speedy, ones like the 30-second collects and stuff like that. So that's what to be on the lookout for. One question that I don't have the answer to, and maybe someone out there does, is on Saturday the 5th and then the 10th, the 11th, and 12th, the background is gold. Do you know why that is, as opposed to the other days that are just, blue?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. That's a good question that I'd like to have answered, is why the gold on the background as opposed to the blue? Because it's not like it's just like if it's happiness and it's scrolls, but there's scrolls on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. So it's not related to what's there. So
on the 5th, it's like 10 happiness, where the other ones are 5. But But the scrolls, they kind of look similar to the
Yeah,
other.
the scrolls are exactly the same on the 10th, 11th, the 12th as they are on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I'll ask around and see what I can find. So all right. So then we have the battle bots, right? So that's we're gonna do 5 days. So that's 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and then give us a few days off. And then my guess is that on the 18th, we're going to be beginning an event. So here's the question: what event do you think we're going to see at the end of October?
It's too soon. I don't know. Do you already have a?
Do I have a prediction?
I don't. I really don't. That's too soon.
MV McClure MV McClure of the Clan McClure and I are, I think, on similar pages. It's Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's been asking for Coco.
Oh yeah.
I think
Coco would be nice.
Coco would be a fantastic event, and it's smack in the perfect time to launch it and have it run straight through Halloween.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good possibility. Alice in Wonderland would be helpers. I would assume A Nightmare Before Christmas would be helpers. So, but yeah, I think that's my prediction. MV McClure and I are on the same page. So that's it. So then when we go to the lookout, as far as the segment goes, looking out to the future past this, okay? So we're in a tower challenge. We go to BattleBots. We go to event, okay? So the events are usually about 30 days, right? So this event starts on the 18th of October. So let's just say it goes to about the 18th, 17th, 18th of November. Somewhere around there. Then we look, and the Frozen 2 release date is November 22nd, 2019. So you give yourself 5 days off and go into a Frozen Tower Challenge. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So they could even do like a 28-day event or a 25-day event, maybe make it kind of a smaller event to give the players a little bit more time. Then again, it's Disney Magic Kingdoms, so having players have a small amount of time between events is nothing new. But that lines up perfectly. They're doing a Frozen Tower Challenge. Of course, I don't know that, but I could not see them going this whole year and coinciding with the biggest movies of the year and having events around them, and then not doing a Frozen one, which is probably the pinnacle of what they're expecting for this holiday season. So, yeah, that's where it is. So that is my lookout for the future. What about you? Anything else that you would maybe add in?
No, as far as back as you go, that's like so far already.
Yeah, I
You went so far on the calendar. You went like past the October. I wasn't expecting.
well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, this lookout takes you all the way to the beginning of December. Because the Frozen Tower Challenge, the Tower Challenges are 15 days long. So if you started on the 22nd or the 21st, 22nd, you're going into December.
Well, the best thing about December is when they do the daily gift. That's always good. The login reward.
Yes.
So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, December is always nice. December 25th is your Sapphire chest.
Yeah.
Which it's been every year. The Ringmaster will be in my chest this year. The one character I don't have. So.
Hopefully mine should be Scrooge. Yeah, he's a gem character, right? So.
Who?
Scrooge.
Yeah, he's a gem character.
Yeah. So that'll be mine.
Yep. That is it. So cool. Thank you for the the segment. I like it. We'll try to have this on some future episodes, and it's just a fun way to look out. All right, well, that about does it for this week. The Tower Challenge is wrapped up. I'm sure that next week we will have even more awesome stuff to talk about. I'm sure there'll be a lot more information coming up regarding. So next week we should have the battle bots beginning. So we'll be able to talk about that. We'll probably have some. Maybe we'll have a live stream. Probably not until the 11th. So we'll probably be right before the live stream. But we'll probably have some tips, or not some tips, some hints as to what the next event will be. I would expect those teasers to start coming out next week. Next week's show will not be on Wednesday. It is a holiday. I will be celebrating with my family. So let's... and Tuesday is as well. So we're going to look at Thursday the 10th for the show. And so we will figure out who the guest will be. It might just be a Geeky Chick again because she is the best guest ever. Don't tell that to my other guests. No, but so we'll see who it is. But it will be Thursday, October 10th, due to the holiday season. All right. And that about does it for us. No new 5-star ratings or reviews, so please go ahead and do that. If you want to be more involved with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at ATKPodcast and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ATKPodcast. Here you'll find out before anyone else about any breaking news that we hear, information on contests, and giveaways. Make sure you enter the giveaway, guys, when new shows are published, and of course my ramblings and photos from my day-to-day playing. The show's Facebook group is up, and it's a great way to easily interact with me and other fans of the show to talk about our favorite game. The link will be in our group. The link to our group will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. Also, you can write into the show, and you need to write into the show in order to enter our contest. Our email address is aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what's working, what's terrible, or any other topic you want to write in about, or even if you just want to say hi. We're now on YouTube. If you want to watch the show and see me and my awesome guests, please head on over and subscribe to our channel, like the video, and smash the bell to get notified when a new show goes live. The link to our channel will be in the show notes. And also, don't forget to join our Discord channel to chat with us. If you want to help support the show, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. Doing this is quick and easy, costs you nothing, but helps us greatly to be seen by other people so they can enjoy the show also. All 5-star reviews will be read at the end of each episode. Listening to the show is all we could really ask for, and it's been a great year that you've been listening, so thank you. But if you want to help support us in another way, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. We have a goal to get 2 more Patreons to our show in the month of October, and we'll get a bonus episode out there just for the Patreons to participate in. This is a great way to show your support for about $1 an episode. All Patreons will get and do get a special shout out at the beginning of every episode. Again, it's patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. The link will be in the show notes. Thanks everyone for an amazing year. It has been awesome. I look forward to spending the next several years with you, as long as I can keep doing this and as long as you keep listening and watching. So thanks again. Thanks for joining us this week. I am Steve Squirrel. For myself and a Geeky Chick, we hope you have a great night, and we will see you around the kingdom next week.
Bye, everyone.